All righty, so looks like we got a couple people in here, so I will wait, see if we get more board. But going to be honest, as awful as last week, but no, the fact that we have to wait until June 29th, which I'm completely fine with. I mean, I know that's an unpopular opinion, but I'm glad the show is taking a break. But this wasn't the best episode to go out on, if you follow what I'm saying. um Even the shit, even the car thing, even the car situation with Fatima, that wasn't that great. I mean, I knew there was a chance it would be towards the end, but remember, we got a lot of promotional photos, like that didn't make it into the episode, like Zach embracing Fatima or Fatima holding the bat at Gary. There was a lot of stuff advertised that didn't make the final cut of the episode. And at first, I'm like, okay, the episode is starting a bit slow, but I wasn't mad. I'm like, we didn't spend a whole lot of time with Calvin at Sabrina's date. Um, the first 20 minutes or so, I'm kind of like, I can let it slide because I know all the good stuff is in the back half. But it wasn't until, Karen going to Danny's, and that just led to frustration because I'm glad people are bringing up the things that we talk about as an audience, like Maurice Q, what about being gay for pay? Or Danny saying maybe it's your hormones acting up. But the fact that Karen is still on this I gotta get Zach parade, this wasn't it. And I don't even want to sit up here and rant because I told y'all last week's episode didn't hit. And based on the demeanor of a lot of the characters and the promo for next week, I had a feeling this episode would not live up to it. Cheryl Thomas, I agree. I have no idea why they're entertaining the idea of Q. I'm not even mad at Maurice because Calvin was the one that said, let him stay for the night. If somebody robbed you, Calvin being the victim of the robbing, and then he also held your roommate at gunpoint and your love interest at gunpoint, I'm not going to try to get upset because, to be completely honest, I got some bad news today that makes it seem like I still can't get a house. So I'm not even trying to give a lot of negativity to Sisters right now because this episode did exactly what I thought it was going to do. Proved to be a disappointment. I mean, to be honest, I don't even know what to say that I haven't already said. Here's an example. When it comes to the Jake and Zach scene, it was a good scene, but I don't think it needed to be chopped up. Like at the beginning, what was it? It was the third scene of the episode. The third scene of the episode where Zach and Jake were standing outside of the court of the jailhouse. And then the scene ended where Zach was talking about Jake's car. But it isn't until like the 9:45 mark when we go back to that scene. And I'm like, you literally picked up where you left off. The whole thing is, I think something shady's going on. Because Zach says, oh yeah, I come here all the time and they always mess with me. Why they take my phone, they can't find it. His phone is key. They're probably hacking his phone and searching it. That's what I think. I don't think them not being able to find his phone was a coincidence. I think somebody was hacking his phone or something like that. That's what I believe. But other than that, we learned a bit about Jake, him and his girl been together a couple years. He's learned to kind of trust Gary after 7 years of knowing him. I'm sorry, but that's it. I'm getting sick of Calvin going off on Sabrina. I'm getting sick of Calvin altogether. Like, he had no business going to that restaurant to start some crap. And even Sabrina, look, I don't like Calvin and Sabrina together, but even I'm kind of like, Sabrina, you can't blame Danny for this truly. Yes, she was the one that got this thing started, but you could have easily taken your phone to call Calvin to explain what's going on, or even tell Bio, hey, I'm sorry, my friend took my phone. That was a mistake for the date or whatever. But I just don't. I get it, guys. I get it. These women are supposed to represent real life relationships and real life people. But I think they're in the wrong age range, because Karen is 36 as of episode 1. So we can imagine these women being in the age range of 34 to 37. I'm just speculating. But to have these women acting like, I mean, even in high school, I think I remember girls with more maturity than these women. I'm not SJ. I'm not even mad at the commercials. Simply Joanne, I mentioned that in my video today. I said, Malcolm Brown, barbershop. Why was Gary there with Hayden? I'm not going to lie. I don't care, because I thought we would get all that in this episode, but instead we spend way too much time with Calvin ranting about Sabrina to Maurice, and then them going back and forth about Q, and then Q taking 7 minutes to undress. First of all, nobody wanted to see that. Secondly, when that moment happened, what was it, like 9:45 to 9:50? That's when I knew this episode won't going to hit, because we're all waiting for Fatima, Hayden, Gary, Zach, but we're spending all this time about Maurice entertaining a gay for pay thief, and I don't even know. So even though it's sad, I'm glad the show's going to be off the air for a while. I'm glad the show is going to be off the air. And just so you know, during the end credit scenes, I think it got to the part where Bio and Sabrina were dancing and he kissed her. And then Karen was telling Aaron about how the dates don't add up. And then Aaron's like, science is science. And then the episode cut off. So I did not see the entire end credit scene. I don't know if they showed a promo for the back half of the season, or if they announced a return date. I have no idea. So I'll have to wait until somebody sends that to me. But thanks to everybody who joined in. We almost got 80 people aboard. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. So please hit the thumbs up button. Yeah, the Oval, I want to talk about that. The Oval was way better, like I said before. Even if the final couple episodes of the season are great, it still means the season was crap, though. This was the worst episode of Sistas. The worst season of Sistas. The worst season of the Oval ever. But when it comes to Sistas, this week's episode and last week's, I feel, were the worst of season 4 so far. But overall, I have been enjoying season 4. That's what I'm saying. You know, Bio straight up said, this is my restaurant. So it didn't have a promo or return day announcement. Well, yeah, I know from the TV Line article, it's June 29th, but I thought they would at least say something to the audience. I didn't hate the Oval, but it didn't really deliver, in my humble opinion. Let me put it this way. The Oval was a lot better than most of season 3. And I did enjoy it more than the night's episode of Sistas, because we're just doing the same thing. I mean, Gary, look, I'm going to be a better man. I want to be the man you deserve. When he said I can be a great father, I'm just sitting up here like, but don't you have a son with Jasmine with special needs that you have not mentioned since the beginning of season 3? What's going on with that? Are we just forgetting that child exists? Hell, remember back in season 1, they had children. Now they only have one child. I was thinking the same thing when it comes to Hayden. I'm like, wait a minute. That same day in continuity, when Hayden came out of the law firm in the parking garage, Fatima walked up on him. He was on his crutches. Now all of a sudden he's running around. Good evening. I couldn't wait to hear what you had to say. This episode was trash. Fatima going to be after Karen? Shake my head. Wait. Was that in the promo? Because I didn't see it. Tyler, we don't like Gary. We'll never like Gary. Make him disappear or hate him. I respect Tyler. I've said it 1,000 times. I respect Tyler for allowing these people to work. But a lot of these characters do not need to be on the show anymore. They do not need to be on the show anymore. They have run their course. They use Fatima's clickbait. Shake. Jessica, you said a mouthful. You did. At this point, I could have skipped this episode. You didn't even need to see the entire episode, not even the Fatima part at the end, because you saw that in the promo for the episode, and then all the photos that were released where she runs in on Gary and Hayden, that was in the photos. Karen doesn't sound convincing at all. I mean, she went over to Andy's. First of all, she did not tell Andy about her doctor's appointment, because remember, Andy's like, tell me when you go to the doctor so I can come. She didn't tell her that. All she did was bitch and moan about Fatima. The way she's like, I went over there to see Zach and Fatima pulled up. What did you expect? Karen said she was going to get her man back, but she got to go through Fatima first, and she don't play about a man. Fair enough. You were so right when you called out Tyler last season for keeping actors around and forcing them on us solely because he likes them. Again, 2 thumbs up for allowing people to work. But Tyler, Mr. Perry, you have so many projects. Why not put them in other projects? I mean, even on the haves and the have-nots, there were, and I'm not talking about the main cast. Trust and believe. It got to a point in the haves and the have-nots where all of the main cast were one-note characters. But you had a bunch of different characters who came in for a little while and then left. You make these women seem completely incompetent because they're still entertaining the thought of being with the same bad guy. And can we please stop having these women act like Zach was the only reason he and Karen did not work out? Let me find a piece of paper and write down all the stuff he did to you. It's kind of like what Fatima did with the rubber band ball for Andy and Gary. Nobody addresses Karen's foul mouth. That's all I'm saying. Nobody addresses Karen's foul mouth. That's why did Calvin allow Q to sleep in the apartment knowing good and well Maurice has a soft spot for him? That entire storyline, I've stopped giving it thought because it makes zero sense to me. I mean, at least on the Oval, with a Richard providing safe haven for Sharon, Dale, and Kareem, I can understand how Barry is upset. It's like, look, you got the girl who keeps moving back and forth in, and her new boyfriend living under the same roof with me. I don't like that. I can see both sides of that. But to have Calvin say, you know what, hey, get Q in here. Look, there's a difference between being a good Samaritan and just being stupid. Lynette, I agree. I loved Maurice in season 1, but I feel like Tyler is giving Brian just trash material. This was not good. Did someone come to get Sam? No, Max and Bobby are coming for Sam next week. I would highly recommend watching this week's episode of The Oval. I know it wasn't great, but I thought it was good compared to a lot of the other episodes. The only thing about The Oval I didn't like was the fact that Eli can't fathom that the First Lady would kill her own son, despite the fact that you have all this evidence about murders and cover-ups. But whatever. I'm tired of all the characters except Zach and Fatima. Just give me the dang spinoff already. I don't care if it's full of drama based on the characters we got descriptions for and whatnot. This is just so stupid. It really is. And if I missed any of your chats, I'm sorry. I'm going to try to scroll through and read through some chats now. I'm kind of bouncing between my live chat, my Twitter, and then my Instagram. I'm waiting for somebody to send me the promo, the end credit scene. Excuse me, the end credit promo for the next episode. I mean, I took a 2-hour nap, so I'd be, awake for the episode, but it turns out I could have just skipped the entire thing. And no, Jason is not dead. He's not dead. To be honest, this is why I'm kind of upset that assisted living didn't do well in terms of views, because I'm honestly looking forward to House of Pain and Assisted Living coming back next week, just for the sake of those shows are only half the time, about 20 minutes, give or take. And more often than not, I get at least a good chuckle out of them. With the Sisters, it's like, I'm not going to stop reviewing Sisters, okay? Because it's the number one channel. I mean, the number one show on the channel. I'm not stupid, but I don't know. I don't know if you agree with my theory on why Karen keeps going after Zach. I could be wrong though. Did you type that in the chat already? Could you type it again? Oh, hang on. I might be wrong about this theory, but I think Karen got used to the no, Eugene, I agree with you. I've been saying that for a long time. The breakup and makeup cycle. Zach decided to move away from the cycle, and her comfort zone is gone now. It's just so annoying to me because Karen moved on from Zach multiple times. She moved on from Zach multiple times to be with Aaron, but now all of a sudden, and it's like, I can't believe Zach is always doing illegal trouble. He can't stay out of jail. The fact that yet again, Karen fails to recognize all she can do is talk down about Zach. That's all she can do. When Danny's like, he's changed for her, not for you. I just thought about the fact that, Danny, why can't you be like this all the time? And then not that like a crazy, what, to Preston. This is just ridiculous to me. Oh, Deval just posted, Danny likes to remind Karen of all the bad stuff Zach did, but don't ever remind her that she pushed him away after he saved her life. She got him arrested for no reason, and most importantly, she chose Aaron before he ever met Fatima. That's what I'm talking about. I feel like I ought to do a video just on that. I mean, it's funny how Mignon can go up to bat and defend Danny's bull crap every week, but, I don't know. It's just stupid. It really is stupid. I think BET is noticing that their Tuesday night ratings are lacking, which is why the comedies moved back to Wednesdays. That's a good point. I think the last couple months of Zach and Karen's relationship, Zach never wanted Karen. He was just using her for sex. I agree. I truly hope that she is not pregnant. I mean, the fact that she's just completely you sent the promo. Thank you. One moment. Let me watch it. I wonder if Eli set up Jason's fake death. We know Eli and Victoria are doing something together in season 4. Okay, I got the promo. Thank you, Savannah. Let me watch it real quick. Sorry, it's kind of lagging because of the rain. Eli is the vice president on the Oval. Okay, bye on Sabrina, leaving the club. Okay, I remember that part. This episode was trash. Yep. If I were to score it, I'd give it a 4 out of 10, but I think that's me being too nice. I never believed Jason was dead. Tyler Perry hasn't killed off a character since Amanda. Okay, Zach telling Fatima that it's not his kid. She can't just go to court and claim this. Yeah, Q's getting Maurice's bed. All right. Oh, that was it when Q walks into Maurice's bed. Then I did see the full promo. Well, thanks for sending it to me. Can we replace Q with Peggy? Please, Peggy Fine is I don't know what. What's her name? Ashley. I forgot her last name, but she's really sweet. We've chatted just a few times on Instagram, but she's really nice. Exactly, Jeremy. Karen was really getting on my nerves tonight. She was talking all that junk about him again, then turned around and talk about how she still loves him and is going to be her man. Karen is just pathetic at this point. I mean, look, I get it. There are those who say, Karen is expressing herself and whatnot. And to be completely honest, is Karen doing anything different than what Andy does with Gary, you're absolutely right. They're the same. But I think what really stinks is that we saw Karen just so quickly kicking Zach to the curb in season 1 and 2. And now all of a sudden, the fact that she said, hang on, she had the audacity to say, she's mad that he's so happy. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I just, I mean, I'm looking at the notes, and when I think about it, there really wasn't anything that good about the episode. The Danny scene, Danny was the only good part of her conversation with Karen. The fact that Karen just came over there in a funk, like, how can y'all like her and this and that and whatever? I'm like, first of all, Karen, you're in Danny's apartment. Have some respect, okay? If Zach wouldn't have assisted in that stock and gave up all the money, oh yeah, she wouldn't be paying him any mind whatsoever. Wouldn't be paying any mind whatsoever. That's, to be honest, looking over the notes, that's all I got to say about the episode. Of course, I'm going to do my review and whatnot, but let's talk about the Oval now. Okay, I'll take a few more chats. Are there any other Sistas related chats? You have the floor. Once we're done, we'll just shift gears to the Oval. If Karen and Zach get back together, it's going to be the same thing. I agree. She'll be doubting how Zach got the house and whatnot, and that'll frustrate him even more, and then he'll probably cheat. This was a 2 out of 10. Yeah, I'm probably taking away my score of a 4 and probably bring it down to a 3 or a 2, because after reading over my notes just now, nothing. It was trash. Danny said the right thing, but she got to take her own. That's the thing. All these women can give good advice except for everyone but themselves. Andy was telling truth to Karen. Danny was telling truth to Karen. Karen was telling truth to Andy. What was it, last week or the week before? So I'm sorry. I feel bad for Ebony, because this is just terrible material. I feel bad for Maurice. I feel bad for Karen. They're just getting trash material. Hayden would have had a good case to gun down Fatima barging into his home. They're shooting season 5 now. I know. It's hilarious, but if the Andy character presses charges, that wouldn't look like no more than a minimum sentence. What do you mean? Talking about Andy pressing charges? Tyler Perry's at a place now where he knows that his loyal fans follow and not his ability to create good content. Dawn, you said everything that needed to be said. After Zach almost died for Karen, she still chose Aaron. And I'm not saying Zach getting stabbed should have been an automatic get back together with me. But if I took a knife or a bullet for somebody and they still chose someone else, then what can you do? And why do they keep babying Karen? I mean, Karen is the last person to pacify somebody. So the fact that they're being quote unquote, that's the thing. I mean, Fatima's patient with her, Danny's patient with her. At what point? I mean, every time somebody tries to tell her something, you don't. Well, everybody in this show, Sabrina said it to Bio about Calvin. Andy defends Gary. Zach defends. I mean, Karen defends Zach. You don't know him the way I know him. I didn't even watch the episode, but Fatima deserves to go to jail for what she did to Hayden. The property damage was just unnecessary and cruel. I agree. Tyler Perry writing for drama never makes sense. I agree with Dawn. Tyler knows we are invested at this point. Yep. Do you really think that we will get this? I'm going to be honest here. It wouldn't make sense to get the Zatima series until September if that's the case. But Sabrina and Andy is communicating with each other. Sabrina told Bio that Calvin isn't the guy that he knows in regards to him being this mean person, even though technically she saw his mean streak a couple times when he was drunk, many times at the hospital when his dad was sick. There were a lot of times where Calvin showed his true side. So yeah, honestly, Pam would have been a welcome addition to this episode. Hell, I would have loved to see Preston again. He starts off good, and then he gets dull. Yeah, I agree. Big sis, little sis Carter, thumbs up. I agree with you. Aaron is weird and a stalker. People attacking Fatima doing what she did. I'm sorry, but that Fatima literally dealt out vigilante justice without getting all the facts. I still say Hayden was innocent this time. I mean, look, I get it. Tyler knows he has a following, but but then again, remember the haves and the have-nots was on for almost a decade, and we saw the way they had that rushed ending. So should we be surprised? But to me, it's just a shame that we have a 14-week break, and this was the midseason we got. But yeah, the Oval I thought was pretty good. Can't wait to see the finale next week. If anybody comes across, like if they air any kind of promo or return date for on social media, crazy nut Karen. Yep. I mean, the fact that Danny was saying, "Do you listen? Are you listening to yourself?" I really can't wait to speak to Erica.TV about this because I just want her to explain Karen's thought process, like make it make sense to me because this woman is all for rocker. Episode's going to end now, and no one can make Karen make sense seriously. Where Fatima, but then when I actually watched it like everybody else, I'm like, exactly. I love you. You're not good for each other, but Karen only heard I love you. Tyler needs to give us better writing than what he's giving. He's getting too comfortable with so-called audience following. We deserve better. Karen didn't want Aaron to think anything bad about her. She knew how Aaron felt about cheating. I think too many people, character expectations, instead let the characters unfold. Nothing comes out of how people. I don't know. I think it's just Tyler writing. I don't know. I just don't even know how to explain it anymore. But Andy's too extra. I'm over her. She can say all she wants to about she can't be bought, but she knew her face lit up when she saw that penthouse. And you know the whole thing about Gary letting Robin stay for the week. Hayden is watching every move at the house. I mean, they're at the law office, so he's going to know everything. Now he has awakened her crazy, and she reached a point of no return. I knew they'd wait until the end of the show to show Fatima. Yeah, I agree. The writing is terrible. Yep. This was not it. This was not it. All right, I'll take a few more comments now in the live stream. Not because I'm tired or anything, because I took that nap. It's just that I don't have anything else to say. Needs to take time with the writing. I, I agree. I'd rather wait 4 months if we get a 15 episode run. I gave the episode a 4 out of 10, but after reading my notes and talking it over, I might give it like a 2 or a 3. This was not good. Gary's going to turn on Hayden. He needs more writers for all the shows. They should have ended with Zach and Fatima at the house. Exactly. They advertised a lot of scenes that did not make it into the episode. If you took out stuff, we would have had time for it. If you would have, we would have had time for it. And to see her go around and ranting and raving, but I'd rather, see that than the Q and Maurice stuff. So that's it. All right. Like I said, does anybody have any last minute thoughts before I close the live stream? Tomorrow I will do my review as always and go from there. But that's really all I got to say. I think I'll do a video about will Lily kill Donald. I don't need to talk about the Q stuff. I don't need to talk about Calvin. I know. Well, Bio did mention treating her like a princess. I still think Bio is a. There's really nothing to talk about. That's what I'm talking about. You give it a 0.5. Yeah, I agree. But hey, I did create a Zatima social media soon, like Twitter, Instagram, the community tab. But I'll let you know when it rolls. I already got like 3 to 5 admins. That way, when the group starts blowing up, we got people. But season 4 has been a fun ruffle. Yep, I agree. Right, talking about he's getting married. Right, talking about he's getting married. Who? Hey, bro, love your work. Sister was bad. Hey, thanks. I appreciate it. I think I had more fun. I'm like, look, let me go ahead and record that way when I could take a nap and be ready for this episode. But I could have slept through it. I really could have. And yeah, but yeah, mortgage some approval because I might have to just get an apartment. That's what it looks like. I don't know what I'm going to do. So yeah, at home, and I got to get out of here. But yeah, thanks for the review. Well, hey, Belinda, thank you for joining in. Everybody, thank you for joining in. I'm sorry this episode did not deliver because I wanted to sit up here and have a lot of positive things to say, but this episode did exactly what I knew it was going to do, and that was disappoint. But maybe next week, since Sisters won't be on, though, I can get my Ruthless review and my Sisters review up at the same time. But yeah, Tyler only seems to write characters that become plot devices as opposed to development. Isaiah, I agree. But let me see. I want to make sure I cover everything. Somebody sent me some more cast information on Zatima, the actual actress portraying Heather. But I mean, the woman with the green hair I used in my videos, I knew that might not be the actress, but those were the only photos I had. So I will rectify that soon enough. Let me check my video list real quick. Oh yeah. Okay. Somebody sent me this because I actually looked it up. Apparently, 50 Cent talked to Tyler Perry about the Monique situation, and then he went on about how Tyler and Oprah need to apologize. Honestly, I was done talking about it, but now that that's made news and Tyler responded and all, I'll talk about that tomorrow. I don't think Priscilla's going to die. Yeah, it sucks. We got to pay for the BET Plus subscription for Zatima. You got to do what you got to do. To increase credit. I don't have any debt on those. So literally, if you combine my credit lines and I don't know what they want, but I'm gonna have attitudes. That was in their first meeting at the grocery store, right? But whatever. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, hey, thanks for joining in. Jason should die. Yeah, Jason. I don't know if Gail's coming back. I ain't gonna lie. Paige Hurd is doing her thing on in the 50 Cent side of television. I couldn't stand Karen. There's a lot of things there, but check out the 9 videos I posted earlier today. Mainly Sisters and a couple of yeah, like I said, check out my overview out.